The Dallas Cowboys have one of the worst rushing attacks in the NFL, and I'm going to show you why Ashton Jeanty can help improve that. Ashton Jeanty with the Dallas Cowboys. Film breakdown, let's get it. All right, guys, y'all know what I always say. Go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel over at the Draft Network. We have draft content for you all draft season, player fits, player breakdowns, all here at the Draft Network. Hit the subscribe button. But we're going to start with the Dallas Cowboys' current situation. You have Ezekiel Elliott, right, Rico Dowdle, and it's just not a good situation. So we're going to start a couple NFL plays to show currently what's going on, and then we're going to transition into Ashton Jeanty's film and how he can improve the Dallas Cowboys' run game tremendously. So here we have backed up on the goal line. We have the Dallas Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott at running back, and just simply stop it there, right? I'll let it run just a little bit. And you talk about having lateral agility and quickness, right? And this run, I believe, goes for 1 yard. But right here, we see a couple lanes that he can operate in. Could he potentially squeeze it here, right? Can he carry vertical up here? And then you see this defender right here is kind of sealing off the backside. So I wouldn't say that he can even go there, right? But you have two options. And we know that Ezekiel Elliott is on the back end of his NFL career, right? He just doesn't have the same wiggle that he used to have, and we'll kind of see it right here because this is a run that I would say if you had a good running back, an explosive running back, some things can get figured out. What gets figured out? A 1 yard gain. So if it was 1st and 10, now it's second and 9, you're backed up against your own goal line, and it's just not good for the offense, right? Doesn't show good flow. So we have our next play coming up here. And like I said, Baltimore Ravens are going to show this. And this was a fairly positive play. This is a toss play on the 50-yard line to Rico Dowdle. And you see he was able to get outside. It was blocked well. He throws a stiff arm. He's able to get some yardage. The reason why I showed this, and I always say, remember these NFL players, because when we jump into Ashton Jeanty's film, I'm going to compare and contrast, right, what Ashton Jeanty does and then what these running backs are currently doing and how they're able to turn things and get more profit out of the runs, right? He gets more than what's blocked, but we rewind it just a little bit, and you see, like I said, toss play, safety comes down, he's able to throw the stiff arm, turn the corner, and then get some yardage, right? But you ask about contact balance, you ask about explosiveness. Could this be a run that could have been converted for 20, 30, 40 yards if the speed was there, right? If the adequate speed was there to be able to turn the corner there. So here we go here. We have another play. This one out of the shotgun is Ezekiel Elliott again. And the thing is, we'll go back and forth, but I like the fit from a scheme perspective because you'll see that Ashton Jeanty runs both with the quarterback under center, but also he'll run out of shotgun also, right? So we'll see here the Cowboys are operating out of shotgun. Dak Prescott is in there. This was earlier in the season. Boom, we have this run. And I'm going to pause it right there. So this is the stuff that we have to see, right? And we talk about the great running backs, the good ones and the great ones. And I'm going to have this conversation is that I hope we're way past the fact of any running back can get the job done, right? The special ones, the Saquon Barkleys, the Derrick Henrys, the Christian McCaffreys, the Alvin Kamaras, right? And I probably left off a couple names, but the truly special ones, they create something out of nothing. And the same thing we want in our quarterbacks, we should aspire to have in our running backs, right? Not just put a guy back there and he gives us some yardage. No, we want guys that when everything goes bad, they can be playmakers. Same thing for the quarterback. We can't expect everything to be blocked perfectly up front for the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes makes plays. Josh Allen makes plays. Lamar Jackson makes plays. And so I want running backs that make plays. So not just a guy that's serviceable right back there, right? We can apply the trucks and trailer conversation to the running back conversation also, right? Like, are these running backs carrying offenses or are they just kind of byproduct of what's being blocked up there? So let this play just a little bit. Just kind of want to have that conversation right here. Now, I get it, right? The run design was meant to squeeze in between here. That's all blocked up, right? There's no alley, there's no lane. You fall down. Guess what? That's not being a playmaker, right? Because we look at the backside of this. Boom. This is cut off. Is it possible that Ezekiel Elliott, right, in the old days, or you talking about a top-tier running back, he could have made something out of this because the whole backside of this defense is collapsed. We see Boise right here. He collapses down, right? He gets washed down. And so from literally at that moment, you have vision. You're able to tell, hey, this is washed down. He squares up to the line of scrimmage. Is it possible that he could have bounced this back outside of here. There's nobody there, right? There's nobody there. And that's when you talk about the good, the great, the good, the average, the great, right? And what do the great running backs do? This would be creating for himself. And this is what you see the Saquon Barkleys do in Philadelphia, right? How many times have we seen them stop on a dime and get the backside of a run? And we'll see how this translates as we continue to dive deeper into the film. But just wanted to highlight those parts, right? And you instead of you stumbling and rumbling for a couple yards, that could potentially be a big time gain. That changes the game early on for the Dallas Cowboys. And then here we go again. You got Rico Dowdle. This is early in the season against the Atlanta Falcons. Let's get in here. Boom. You go exactly where the run is designed. I'm not mad at you, right? That's what the coach told you to do. That's where the run design is supposed to happen. But look right here. Is it possible that you could have banged this thing all the way over here? This is the lateral agility. When people talk about jump cuts, this is where the jump cut happens. You jump cut a couple gaps over, right? And you're able to find these creases and these holes in the offense. And this was I would say this, the direction of the run, maybe it wasn't well blocked, right? But it's still, you look at this one-on-one block right here. You look at this one, right? This one looks solid. This guy's going to climb here. This one looks locked up. He has this guy sealed off backside. You can easily get there, right? You can get there and be able to make, but that's the difference, like we say. Well, you want average, you want good, you want great. And sometimes you have to invest into the running back position, and we know that wasn't necessarily the situation with the Cowboys this year. They took the number, they took what everybody tries to say, and I hope that, like I said, that we know that that's not true anymore. You can't just plug any running back into a situation. You don't get the same results by doing that. The elite guys are the elite guys for a reason. So now, finally, we get to Ashton Jeanty and what he does in college. Immediately, right? You see the pressure that he's able to get, and this is the jump cut that I was talking about, right? The ability to make defenders when everything is not perfect. He immediately gets pressure right there in his face as soon as he gets the handoff, right? He has a defender that he has to evade, boom, makes him miss. A run that should have been probably a -1, right? Or maybe a net neutral, right? A rush for no gain at all. He gets yardage out of that. So here we go, another play. Same exact style play that we see when Rico Dowdle, right? And you talk about vision. Look at the vision, how he's able to navigate these holes right here, right? You see the lateral cuts. You see the stop-start ability. You see him get upfield. You see him even stem the defender, right? He knows which way he's going to go. At that point in the hole, he identifies, hey, I have the referee in the way. I have the defender. Which way am I going to go? I'm going to take this right, but then also he has the home run speed to take it, the distance. That's how you get your 70-yard explosive runs right there. It's created it's stacking fundamental blocks on top of each other, right? It's the vision. It's the lateral agility. It's the ability just to get there. It's the athleticism. Here we go again, right? You have a defender in the hole. What does he do, right? This can be stopped for a 3-yard gain. He lowers his shoulder, lowers the boom. Let's go get 9 yards out of this. This is creating for yourself. That was not a well-blocked play, right? That play was not blocked for 9 yards. They left the guy for him. He took care of that guy, and I think that's what the Dallas Cowboys are missing right now and what Ashton Jeanty can provide them. Here we go. I love this, right? Because we've seen what? The Cowboys ran a toss play with Rico Dowdle, right? And he got what was blocked. Let's see what's blocked here. Nothing. They left a free man for him. Now, watch how he tempos and paces this defender right here. I'm going to slow it down some, right? But let's pay attention to this linebacker right here, our guy right here. We're going to pay attention to him and see how he tempos and is patient with him, but then he also cuts up on him. Boom, cut up. Get upfield, get some more yardage, right? A run that could have been relatively maybe 2 yards, he turns into a 12, 15-yard gain. Move the sticks, first down. You keep your offense on schedule. You keep the defense with 7, 8 guys in the box. They have to respect the run. So that was the game against UNLV, and I picked 2 of the bigger games, right? The conference championship game against UNLV, and then was it week 1, week 2 when they played Oregon at Oregon. And I can say this, that in my opinion, if they'd have kept giving Ashton Jeanty the football, they might have beaten Oregon early on, right? I think the OC kind of play called himself out of that situation and kind of got rushed. But Ashton Jeanty had a hell of a game against Oregon, the #1 ranked team in the country. But here we go right here. We talked about bouncing stuff out of the backside. He did it right there. We seen him press the hole, bounce it out of the backside. That's just how you want it. Here goes the end zone angle of it, right? So that way we can see a more clear picture of what he does. Boom. Presses the hole, right? You get guys to commit. You see the backside of it. This is what I was talking about with the Ezekiel Elliott play, right? Being able to see, hey, I might could potentially come out of this. If this DN gets washed down right here, I can come out the backside of it because there's no defenders there. I have the confidence and I have the athletic ability, the vision to be able to do it. He does it. He executes, like we say, running into the line of scrimmage, and you get 3 yards in a cloud of dust, or do you get a 10-yard gain? Here we go on the goal line, right? Running out of the I formation, right? A traditional run set, which we don't see too much of, but lets you know that he can do it all. Once again, he presses the line of scrimmage, right? You get defenders to be able to say, hey, I'm going to hit this gap. He sees, okay, cool. My guy, he won, right? In live time, as this is going on, I'm still reading this block right here. He's winning, and then I still have to get this defender right here to believe what I'm selling, right? So that's why I press the line of scrimmage so hard. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to bounce it, go in the end zone untouched. That's good running back. That's playing good football. That's not just, hey, the Boise State has a good offensive line. That's him understanding, setting things up. Once again, here we go. Watch how many times, watch what this run's turned into. He gets contacted 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, right? A contact 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage turns into a 25-yard gain. That's making plays for your offense, right? Like we said, we can't expect everything to be great. We know no offensive line, right? Or very rarely that you got 5 all-pros up front that's going to win each and every single time. But what you watch with Ashton Jeanty, he gets contacted, boom. First time, right? Second time, he get contacted by 2 guys, right? This is when we talk about contact balance and being able to break tackles. He's contacted by 3 different Oregon defenders before he even touches the line of scrimmage. That's playmaking ability right there. Then he's able to, hey, keep balance. You see the burst, you see the acceleration. He's still throwing stiff arms. He's still fighting. He's still not even tackled, right? Eventually the play just goes out of bounds, but he's not tackled. So just a beautiful play by Ashton Jeanty right there, showing guys how to make a play. This is the end zone version of that same exact play. Like you say, he's contacted by 2 defenders. Turn it upfield. Let's go get some yards. All right, here we go. We back right in the red zone. This is the money stuff, right? We talk about it for the quarterbacks, but also for running backs too. Can you hand the ball off at the 10-yard line and be able to make plays? There we go once again. Powers lowers his shoulders. He's contacted at the line of scrimmage once again. Common theme for Ashton Jeanty. What is he able to do? He's able to break tackles, right? Make the offensive line right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinballs himself into the end zone. Touchdown. That's big boy football. That's how you upset teams. That's how you start at the 10-yard line, you get contacted at the line of scrimmage, and somehow you end up in the end zone. That's when you have a run game that's operating at a high level, and that's what teams start to really fear your run game, because it's like, you know what, I don't know if there's anything we can do about that running back. Even if we put a defender and we feel good about him, he can take care of one guy, and that's the scary part. Then this one right here, simply, right, 88 and out the gate. You block it well, what could he do? Turn it into a touchdown. We showed previously, right, when Rico Dowdle, it was a well-blocked play. He threw the stiff arm, but didn't have the speed to be able to finish. This right here, vision, acceleration, explosion, just speed at the end of the day, top-end speed, running away from every Oregon defender there is. Boise State was on their way to an upset with this one. So just I look at it and I say, you know what? A beautiful play at the end of the day by Ashton Jeanty, and it shows what he can do and what he's capable of. So you look at me, I look at the Dallas Cowboys. When was the last time we truly felt that the Dallas Cowboys were real contenders? It was early Dak Prescott when he had a young, healthy Ezekiel Elliott. They have to get back to balance, right? Putting it on Dak Prescott's shoulder is not the equation. And we're seeing it in today's NFL. You talk about the Eagles, you talk about the Ravens, right? You talk about the Buffalo Bills found a new running game. You have to have some sort of balance. Ashton Jeanty, I believe, can help that because the offensive line doesn't have to be perfect, but he can create explosive gains. And then we have to address this. Dak Prescott has been injured of late, right? And we need somebody that Even when Dak Prescott is hurt, we bring him the back quarterback, we still have an offense that can function, and we can run the offense through that guy. Ashton Jeanty with the Dallas Cowboys, I think he could be a good 2025 NFL draft fit.